Welcome back to the Twins franchise, everybody. We have a big episode today with the Twins meeting the Cleveland Indians on the road. The Twins are 22-26, definitely worse than I thought we'd be at this point, especially with all our losses to the White Sox I've already shown this season. But we had some minor improvement last episode. We try to take it a step further today. We do have a few surprising standouts this year, including Yadier Alvarez, who leads the American League in strikeouts, but we're not going to see him pitch today. Let's get into our first game, and we have a long drive out to left field. Tough to see out there, and Yasiel Puig unable to send another homer over the fence. He clobbered a big one last episode. A couple batters later in the inning, Josh Harrison sneaks one through the middle, two aboard for Minnesota, and the power at the plate. Nelson Cruz turns on one. This is also out to deep left, and it's caught right near the wall. Two close calls here in the second inning, and then Yunel Escobar pops this one into foul territory. Twins get nothing despite some decent hits. We go bottom two, Mike Foltynewicz on the mound, and we know the story with Mike is that he's been very up and down since acquiring him last season. Here's two quick strikeouts, and then with one on, two down, Ryan Rua out to left field. That's how it's done. He does what Puig and Cruz failed to do. Two-run shot for Cleveland and the early lead to the AL Central champs from a year ago. Minnesota's been inconsistent this year across the board, so it's not fun seeing us down 2-0 early, but Paul Goldschmidt is here with a gap splitter to right center field, and that's a two-out double. Next pitch to Miguel Sano is a fastball, and that is gone to left field. No doubt about this one, way up past the back row there in that lower deck. We'll take a closer look at it here. But just an easy fastball that was left over the middle. And when Sano makes solid contact, you know. Twins tie it up. Let's jump ahead into the fifth inning now. The next at-bat for Paul Goldschmidt as he misses a high cutter. Falls behind and waves at the slider away. Can't let that happen. Next batter, Miguel Sano, 2-1. Misses the sinker. Count is even. Kluber gets him with another slider. So outside of the two-run homers, not much offense going in the early frames. Bottom five for Mike Foltynewicz. That ball is a bit low for Mejia. Everything's pretty close, but not close enough. 4-pitch walk. A frustrating one. Cody Ashe a couple batters later. Foltynewicz gets ahead and finishes him with some 98-mile-per-hour heat. Foltynewicz has a pretty good fastball this year. He's gotten a lot of strikeouts. 1-1 here to the next batter, and that is into shallow center. And Charlie Blackmon started this game in the place of Byron Buxton, who just needed a day of rest. Jorge Polanco fakes the bunt, drives one out to right field. He's got some pop, but not enough to send this over the fence. Kluber and Foltynewicz both dialed in. Two down in the sixth, and a slow roller to short. Lindor with the play, and Kluber makes it 6 solid innings. 5 hits allowed. Just the one mistake. Now let's go bottom 6 as the pitch count was still in good shape for Foltynewicz, but a line drive the other way by Jose Ramirez, and he wants to go on the very next pitch. Garver's throw is perfect, and he's thrown out. Outstanding play out of Garver. Francisco Lindor now a couple batters later, 0 for 2 on the day. And this is into shallow center. In comes Blackmon with the backhand, and he lost the ball. It gets past him, and on to second base goes Lindor. It's a two-base error as Blackmon plays his first game in center field this season, and then you get Carlos Santana. The error turns into 2 more Cleveland runs. When you're already struggling, it's sequences like this that get so frustrating. You feel like you just can't catch a break. Top 7, Cruz out to left field, a missile to the wall, and that'll be in for extra bases if Cruz can get there, that is, and he does. Still got enough wheels to get there, and Byron Buxton has to come in on his day off. Escobar grounded to second, it got past him. Another error, it turns into a Byron Buxton run. 4-3 Cleveland as they turn to their bullpen. In comes Sean Armstrong. In to face Paul Goldschmidt, 1-1, he clobbered it! Out to deep left, see you later, the Twins take the lead. 2-run homer and number 10 for Paul Goldschmidt, the all-star from a season ago. Foltynewicz was not ready to leave, however. The pitch count not even in the 80s as Puig gloves the second out. We made it through 7 with Folty and turned it over to Jake Reed next. Still hoping to get him back in his top form again, as this is sent to center and Blackman plays it much better than the one he missed. 1 down in the 8th, and there's a sky-high pop-up by Jose Ramirez. You want to get these cheap outs late from the best hitters. Then they got Tyler Naquin out to left field. That's well hit, but playable for Josh Harrison. Really had to move around defensive players today, and the flexibility is great for that. Let's go into the 9th. Here's a drive from Byron Buxton, and that is what we want to see. He does have pretty good power, especially against righties, and you already know about the speed. On to second base, Blackman, just not the same this year at the plate. Hit around .313 a year ago, and he's far below that this season, so it's just the 1-run lead now for Raisel Iglesias, looking for number 13 on the season. And in comes Francisco Lindor. And that is not what Cleveland wanted to see. Their best hitter flies out on 3 pitches. But they still got Carlos Santana, who gives us a little jammed bunt, check swing, whatever you want to call it. Not his best swing, I know that. 2 down, can't finish it there. Full count. And Zimmer up the middle. Game not over quite yet. That gets them to Francisco Mejia, the catcher. But Zimmer goes, Garver's throw is right there, and the Twins win it. We take the first game here in Cleveland. We overcome some of our own issues in this game and get some big hits from our big bats. Twins win 1, and we need to start winning more of these series against our division rivals. We already dug ourselves a hole by losing the first 9 games to the White Sox, so now it's time to get some to go our way. That's a start. We win that series against Kansas City. Now we have 2 wins in a row, followed by a loss here in Game 2. Not the best showing here for Dallas Keuchel, giving up 3 in the first inning, as our offense couldn't come through in the second game. But there's always Game 3, and the whole idea here is you just want to take 2 out of 3. Just aim to win these series, and we have the chance to do that here. It's Carlos Carrasco for Cleveland against Gary Tadano, a pitcher I've really wanted to watch more of this season, and we will get to him here in just a moment. But we start with our hitters up first. Paul Goldschmidt with the average climbing back up, and with 1 away, he's pulling this one out to left field. It's gonna smash off that wall, and he'll be in at second base with a stand-up double. Next, you get Miguel Sano, and another one left over the middle. Did Carrasco not see what happened the last time they tried that? 2 runs on the board for the Twins here in the first. Gotta watch that one more time. Love the distance here on these homers, and they can't even throw this one back. No one's getting that ball. So it's always nice to give your rookie pitcher an early lead. Gary Tadano, our second ever pick in this series, had outstanding years in the minors, but it's been a tough debut here in the bigs. Now against a very good lineup. Runner aboard, and Santana's also going to reach as Tadano can't locate the slider. In comes Bradley Zimmer, who got thrown out to lose Game 1. Well, he says, I'll make up for it right here. Deep right field. That's not good. 3-run home run on the very first pitch. It was a high fastball, and Zimmer was all over it. Just like that, our lead is gone, and the struggles for Tadano continue. I've had to consider maybe sending him down, but for now I'm remaining patient. Now we see what he can do after facing some in-game adversity. We head into the second, where Carrasco loses Garver. Then it's Yunel Escobar with a jammed pop-up that'll float softly into right field for another hit. 2 aboard here for Minnesota. Now Byron Buxton's turn, and he missed a fastball right down the middle. Carrasco gets ahead, but Buxton lines one to the alley. That's into right center. 1 run's coming around. Buxton around second. Twins want another, and they have the lead. 4-3 on a 2-run Buxton triple. He's made some solid contact lately, and we're starting to see that potential really show up at the plate. I hope patience pays off because I've seen so many call for him to be traded. With one down, we're trying to get Buxton home. It's not flashy, but it gets the job done. Harrison with the RBI. Twins want to extend the lead even further as Goldschmidt sends one down the line. That's a fair ball into the corner. He had a double in the first and a double in the second. To get the 2-out run, the Twins need Yasiel Puig, who falls behind 0-2. Carrasco deals, and that's lined into center field for a single. Puig in at first base with the RBI. It's good to see his offense also improving. We need him to help turn this thing around. So another lead given to Tadano. Is this enough? That's well hit, but Puig tracks it down in the gap. 6-3 Twins. Tadano facing Ramirez, and he'll pop this up for Garver. Good job here by Tadano. Really like his cutter. That was kind of a go-to pitch in this game. But this is out to right. Naquin not quite over the fence. But it got past Puig on the awkward hop. And that leads to a triple with just one away. So a good chance for Cleveland to at least get one back. Here is Francisco Lindor. And he'll fly it out to center. Buxton has some pretty good arm strength, but he's going to need a lot more than this to get Naquin at the plate. 6-4 Twins. I knew this lead wasn't safe, so I wanted more offense, but Carrasco settled in nicely. Here's a big strikeout as he stopped leaving fastballs over the middle. That time he uses the slider that gives us so many problems. And we go on to the fourth, and that is a shot to right. Bradley Zimmer with a 2-home run day. He might be one of the young stars in the making for Cleveland. That's his 9th homer on the season. A lead nearly gone again. Tadano struggling against a very good offense as he does get the strikeout to close down the inning. Both starters only lasted 4 as we get to the bullpens ahead of schedule, and there's a big strikeout from Tim Cooney on Jorge Polanco. Now facing Charlie Blackmon, he throws one too many curveballs. If you can't locate it, eventually one of those is gonna hurt you. And Charlie Blackmon clobbered one up in the zone for a solo home run. Back and forth we go, trying to maintain this lead and win this series. Tyler Duffy into the game, maybe our best reliever to start this season, and he's the one we go to when we need a bunch of innings. Nice play here at short by Polanco, and here are the final numbers for Tadano. 5 runs allowed in 4, only the 1 strikeout, just not his best showing. In came Duffy, and it dramatically changed from there. He strikes out the first 2. Now this one's taking a ride out to center. Buxton tracks it down. That ball went to the edge of the warning track, and Buxton was able to get underneath it and wait for it. He's so fast. Let's go top 6 with 2 down. A single from Goldie, and a curveball clobbered by Sano. This one's going out to the wall. It is caught. So close. 2-run game, Duffy still in, popped it up. That's Bradley Zimmer hitting .302 on the season and flies out here after 2 homers off Tadano with 1 away. That's up the middle. Nice swing there off the end of the bat. It gets through, followed by Jacobs. This is Josh Jacobs hitting under .220 this season, but he gets a big hit here. 2 aboard for Cleveland, and that would end the day for Duffy. In comes Jake Reed, and immediately it's back to the top of this Cleveland order. 2 aboard for Ramirez, and he pulls it to second base. Twins get 1, try to get both, and Ramirez has the speed. Runners at the corners for Naquin. 1-0, line to left, base hit. 1 comes around for Cleveland, 7-6. To preserve the lead, now Lindor reaches out for a fastball. 1-2, got him again! A frustrated Francisco Lindor tosses the bat in disgust as the Twins head into the 8th. And here's Garver ripping one, that's going to the left field corner. Garver around first, but this ball is in quickly. It one-hops to the second baseman, and he's got it! Are you kidding me? No double! Big out for Cleveland, still a 1-run game, but then Escobar past second base, base hit. And it's Josh Harrison with 2 away. He turns on 1. We're headed to the alley, splitting the outfielders. Extra bases for Harrison, and here comes Escobar. Relay throw to the plate in time. 2 outfield assists in 1 inning. Perfect throws on each, and the Twins still only up 1, with the over-aggressiveness cost them. Big strikeout by Tony Watson on Carlos Santana, and now Francisco Mejia. 2 strikes, but he'll battle. He fouls off some low. Another one. What an at-bat for Mejia, but Watson wins with the changeup. And on we go to the 9th inning. Twins looking for any insurance. 2 down, nobody on, but Puig gets a breaking ball into center, and that is down for a hit. Valiant effort there on a Tyler Naquin. It's a base hit. Next up, Jorge Polanco with Puig going, and this is lined into left field. 2 aboard for Minnesota. Can they get another 2-out run? Blackmon 2-0, up the middle, base hit. A slow roller for Puig, and he will head home. Twins make it 8-6. A little added comfort here for Raisel Iglesias in search of save number 14. Iglesias falls behind, gets a changeup to get the count full, and then the slider away. That's strike 3. Cleveland down to their final out, and their 9-hitter, Josh Jacobs. Quickly 2 strikes, and Iglesias wins the game with a slider. Twins win the series here against Cleveland. 1 step at a time. That is it for the Twins. We just got to win these series and get ourselves on a roll again. It's been almost a calendar year since our team played the way that I think they're capable of. Here's some progress. The pitching was very messy, but the offense was outstanding. 16 hits and 8 runs. Unfortunately, Fernando Romero suffers a serious forearm injury down at AAA, which will put him on the DL for quite some time. The Twins ride that momentum back home and sweep the Detroit Tigers. Now that's what I love to see. That's 3 straight series now we've won against division rivals. And the trend lately is that we're finally putting up the offense that I think we should be. More 5 to 8 run games. It's not too much to ask. Even in this series, we didn't get the best pitching and still won 7-5. We end up splitting a 4-game series here against Seattle at home, and that's not ideal, but at least we don't lose any ground there with the record. The Twins now 29-29. Here was the 8-4 loss for us, as Maxwell Fowler only went 5 innings in that game. And the 3-1 loss, we had a really good outing by Gary Tadano, and Iglesias blew it in the 9th. Looks to be a 3-run home run or something. But we do win the final game in the series 10-0 with a Yadier Alvarez complete game and 11 more strikeouts. We're going to have a short episode next time ahead of the deadline, the draft. The draft episode is upcoming, but we're going to play some of this Red Sox series first, with us back at 500 and trying to get over the hump right before draft time. The Twins offense has a lot of hot streaks at the moment. We do see that Polanco's average is a little bit down, but for many players, it is going in the right direction. In pitching, we're all over the place. Will Smith, Jeremy Jeffress, Tony Watson, not good enough. But in terms of Duffy, Keuchel, Alvarez, Iglesias, Quackenbush, and Fulte, those pitchers are all having phenomenal starts to the year. So overall, things are getting better. This time last year, I would not be happy being 29-29, but we've got to build ourselves back up to our former level of play. I have done a lot of scouting this year. I've done a better job of scouting players who aren't just 80 potential, because when the 4th round comes along, I hope to have options of players that I've scouted with maybe lower potential. We will go through some of my favorite ones next episode, hoping we can find some more great talent for the future of this series. I will see you all in the next episode. Hope you enjoyed today's video. It was definitely a fun one to play. Please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like, you can also hit the join button to become a member on the channel. And I will see you all soon. Have a great day.